Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with another Total War Warhammer video. There's a few things that are certain in life. I am a big fan of the Skaven, that much is true, and have been since 6th edition Warhammer Fantasy. And another thing is that Clan Pestilens was done the dirty when they were released as a base game faction for the Skaven in Total War Warhammer, as they have a lot of possible stuff that could have been implemented, a lot of very obscure references and lore to be in fact, and yet despite that the game is officially now 4 years old since the time of recording this video, we've yet to see anything, and Clan Pestilens more or less plays like a standard Skaven clan, very similar to that of Clan Moors or even Clan Rictus. Thankfully, however, the modding community does jump onto these things and tries to make each faction as unique as possible, and today I'll be showing off 2 mods which work perfectly well, which will give you reason to play Clan Pestilens again and give you a complete new feel, almost DLC-like. So let's not waste any more time and jump right in. With these mods you'll start your Clan Pestilens campaign, but this time you'll not be playing as Lord Scroke. In fact, he will be an ally of yours and you'll be able to work alongside him throughout your campaign, depending on how you choose to play. Instead, you'll start right next to Lord Scroke, but this time playing as the Arch-Plague Lord himself, Nurglich, the true leader of Clan Pestilens, and you'll already notice from the very beginning that you'll already have access to some cool and unique things, including some special new units. Your faction is currently known as the Bubonic Court, and you will have access to your own faction effects known as Arch-Plague Lord, which has the following benefits. Chances of a plague spreading plus 100%. Diplomatic relations plus 60 with the factions of the Pestilent Brotherhood. These are all the different Clan Pestilens aligned clans. Construction costs minus 50% for Undercity Plague Cauldron buildings. Construction time minus 50% for Undercity Plague Cauldron buildings. Construction cost minus 50% for Pox Cauldrons, Pestilent Naves, and Plague Bailey buildings. And finally, right cooldown minus 15 turns for the Pestilence scheme. Nurglich himself also has a unique trait, which, funny enough, is also known as Arch-Plague Lord, and this has the following benefits. Right cooldown minus 5 turns for the Pestilence scheme, Skaven Corruption plus 5 for local province, and finally passive ability Frenzy for Lord's army. Yep, your whole army gets Frenzy, which is kind of fun. Nurglich himself will play very similar to that of Lord Scroke or any other Plague Priest. He will focus around spellcasting and a bit of melee combat. He does have a few unique skills, and those mostly focus around buffing up the new units added in through this mod, and of course buffing up himself. The main goal of this is to make your army quite tanky, as you might not be aware of this, but Clan Pestilens on the tabletop was extremely tanky. Toughness 4 and Plague Monks made them very brutal, and I think this is what the mod's trying to do. I believe it's trying to replicate the lore and tabletop aspect of Clan Pestilens more than Creative Assembly have done, where, let's be honest, it's not done too well. You'll also have some unique items, and of course a Pox Rat, but the Pox Rat is just the Brood Horror, just changed name. It's nothing unique, but that's fine. You have a bunch of new units which are integrated into your current buildings. Nothing new has been added in terms of buildings. What you will notice is that some of your stuff is actually missing, so the idea of this mod is to create the Clan Pestilens list which was shown off in lore and some supplements, and just remove anything which might have the same battlefield role. Like for example, you will see that stuff like Chieftains, Clan Rats, and Skaven Slaves have been changed around. This is to give it a bit more of some variety, and we're going to show off all the stats later on in the video, don't you worry. Plague Cauldrons are super fun, as it allows you to spread more and more plagues around the area, and this is going to help early on during the Lustria Bowl if you can get some undercities in the northern part of Lustria whilst you're busy taking over the south. A few new techs have been added in, but this is more focused around unlocking pseudo-legendary lords. They're quite powerful and have some good traits. We're going to check them out in just a little bit, and bear in mind they will cost food and a bit of time. Some of you will also want to confederate with Lord Scroke, which is completely possible. In fact, you will be able to do so via a special trigger, which will give you 3 options about confederation with different bonuses, or you can grant them independence, which means that they'll stay as your ally. Now, we know that the ally ally system in Total War Warhammer, well, it's not great, so in my honest opinion, it's better to actually confederate than have him declare war and drag you into a needless amount of wars. I've played with this mod for a decent amount of time, and yeah, he does that often. Now, how this works is a quest system which becomes active between turn 2 and turn 3, it does vary, and it's not just for Clan Pestilens through Lord Skroak, but rather every single Clan Pestilens allied clan, meaning that any Clan Pestilens clan within Lustria is easily confederated by yourself if you should so want to. Skroak at the beginning of the campaign as an NPC will have access to clan rats and so on, so these will be the only ones that you'll be able to pick up. And once you confederate, the buildings will then only have the units that you're able to recruit, which works out really well, and I didn't even know this was actually possible. The Stinking Thing is one of 2 new generic heroes that you'll be able to recruit. This is more in line with that of a Skaven Chieftain, just changed around a little bit, and it focuses around buffing up that of Clan Pestilence units and just being a melee hero, so if you need something in the front line to take some damage and do some damage, this one is the perfect one for you. The Festering Chanter is another unique hero, but it's more in the line of a half and half. It's got half of the Lore of Plague, and its unique skills will focus up on buffing up your armies ever so slightly, mostly against lizardmen, and having some administrative buffs like, for example, extra growth. The Lizardmen buffs are of course very, very good because you're going to be fighting a lot of lizardmen, you're based in Lustria, and you're going to be here for a while. The Plague Pontifex is one of 2 new generic Lord choices too, so you can keep with the Pestilence theme. This is essentially a Lord variant of the Plague Priest, so you've got everything that you already know about it in a Lord form. You can lead armies with it, it's a spellcaster, it's decent in melee too, it just depends on how you want to use this, but some people do prefer spellcaster based armies, so this is the best way to go. And the Plague Lord is pretty much just the melee version of a Lord Clan Pestilence variant. It's got no spells or anything, but it focuses around boosting up the capabilities once again of your Clan Pestilence themed units, so they can be quite more powerful, and again, it makes them more durable, it's very tabletop inspired, I quite like this. Now, you might remember that I said that there's a lot of different unique pseudo-legendary lords. They've got a lot of different bonuses and so on, and there's a lot to discuss, so let's just jump right in. The first is the Archdeacon of Disease. Now, keep in mind that in regards to skills and so on, they don't seem to have unique skills, but rather have the same ones as Skroak. This makes sense as it's part of the whole ruling council of Clan Pestilence, and really what makes them really unique is their special traits. Here, the Archdeacon of Disease has the following benefits. Chance of plague spreading plus 100%. He's also immortal. Leadership aura size plus 20%. Public order minus 2 for all provinces. Character area leadership effect plus 5, Skaven corruption plus 3 for local province, ability plague, attribute expendable for Lord's army, yep, you heard me correctly, and finally attribute immune to psychology for the Lord. The next is the Great Potentate, which is immortal from the beginning, has magic item drop chance plus 25%, speed minus 15%, hit points plus 15%, income from raiding plus 20% for Lord's army, income from post-battle loot plus 20%, and passive ability regeneration. This is a lord that you obviously want when you're going off to sack some cities because you're going to get a lot of money from this. The next is the Ravener, which has the following effects. He's immortal at the very beginning as expected, armor plus 20, charge bonus plus 16, weapon strength plus 10%, recruit rank plus 4 for Plague Monks and Plague Claw catapult units in Lord's army, ability mad as a ratter, attribute rampage, yep, I mean, he's got a lot of benefits, so a negative had to come here. And finally, attribute causes terror. He's a pretty good lord, I quite enjoy using him. The next is the Spread of the Word, which has the following benefits. Again, he's immortal, diplomatic relations plus 20 with the factions of the Pestilent Brotherhood, casualty replenishment plus 5% when in foreign territory, leadership plus 5 when in foreign territory for Lord's army, tax rate plus 5% for faction-wide, which is incredible, income from trade plus 10% faction-wide, additional trade resources produced is plus 10 for faction-wide once again, and global recruitment duration minus 1 turn for all units in Lord's army. I'm not too sure how trade works as you're not going to be trading too much with other factions, but you will start to get a little bit every now and then. Next we have the Pontifex of Plague, which has the following benefits. Chances of a plague spreading plus 100%. The character's also immortal as expected. Winds of magic cost minus 2 for plague. Winds of magic cost minus 2 for plague upgraded. Hero capacity +2 for Plague Priests and Eshin Sorcerers. Hero recruit rank +4 for Plague Priest in all provinces. Skaven Corruption +3 in local province, and finally research rate +10% faction-wide. This is very useful considering that the Skaven tech tree is absolutely massive. There is one unique pseudo-legendary lord known as the Hidden, which is quite beneficial, so I would recruit him as soon as you can, as he has some powerful faction-wide bonuses like for example +30 to research rate if fully upgraded, and that's absolutely fantastic, especially as research rate, as I said before, is quite needed here. Same as the others, he will also have access to his own unique trait known as the Hidden, which has the following benefits. Chances of plague spreading plus 100%, also immortal once again. Public order -5 for all provinces. Enemy casualty replenishment rate -20% for local enemy armies. Casualty replenishment rate +30% for Lord's army. Public order -8 for local enemy provinces, diplomatic relations -20 for all factions, and Skaven corruption +5 for local province. So we're going to take the time now to look over the units added in for these mods, and whilst we do that I'm going to talk to you about the mod itself, as I managed to have around 6 or 7 hours playing with it. Firstly, this is incredibly lore-friendly. If you're not aware, Clan Pestilens is a major clan, so they're supposed to have a unique playstyle, such as Clan Scryer, Clan Molder, and Clan Eshin do, as there are 4 great clans, and Clan Pestilens is one of them. However, for some reason, yeah, they play like a minor clan, which is rather unfortunate. They're actually my favorite clan too, and I've made a few videos on this subject. The fact is they need to be unique. Everything added in is from really obscure references in the lore. It's absolutely awesome. The modder obviously put a lot of time and research into this, and it was great to see, as stuff like this is just awesome. The rat spawn itself is really, really fun. It's obviously Chaos Spawn with a few Skaven bits, but they look far more intimidating than they do for the standard vanilla Warriors of Chaos one. The mod plays really well, and as you can see, pretty much everything added in is a kit bash, which proves that not everything has to be these intricate new models. Sometimes kit bashing is great, and it fits with the theme, especially for something Skaven related, which is why we have so many Skaven themed mods. Some people find it that it's a bit too much, but it actually is just so fantastic that it's able to be played around so easily. Honestly, if you need another reason to play as Lord Scroke, it's usually the case that you want to play modded, because by itself it's kind of boring and the Lustria Ball is, well, very frustrating. So this at least gives you some new stuff to play around with, and will actually give you a new type of playstyle. You can focus on taking over Lustria without making it too much of a slog, especially having an ally at the beginning does help. Keep in mind this is 2 mods but made by the same author, and they work incredibly well together. I believe this was designed this way, I'm not 100% too sure, but I highly recommend it, especially if you want another Clan Pestilens playthrough, and you can find them in the description below. Just have a little bit of fun with these types of mods, because eventually we're going to move on to Warhammer 3, and that means that we have to start all again with the whole workshop stuff, as there won't be any mods, and that will be extremely disappointing. We'll have to wait a few days until the modders can get back up to speed in case anything has changed, and yeah. So might as well take advantage of modded playthroughs now, guys, before it's too late. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games, where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince, and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman, and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel's been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.